Alright, so I just got watching Thanksgiving. This is the new horror film from Eli Roth, and this is the new slasher that takes place around the Thanksgiving holiday. And this will be my quick reaction and a review for the film. Obviously, no spoilers. And now, just going in this film, and this film is based on that trailer from Grindhouse. It came out like years ago, and now even with that trailer and with wellness, and now being turned into a horror film, which I like. And this was a slasher that was a great original take on horror, and even with every slasher movie that you can think of, especially with Friday the 13th, Scream, and just so much more. And this film and that slasher is all those combined into one. And I gotta say, I was really impressed with what Eli Roth pulled off, and even with having like a killer on a loose or going after victims one by one, like a simple classic slasher formula. And I gotta say that this was a great film. And now, with the simple premise of this film is when a Black Friday sale goes into a riot and gets out of control, and suddenly causes a killer to go on a loose, going after victims one by one, and having his own sister holiday plans of his own. And I gotta say, like this was the great horror film like I've ever seen, especially with this holiday and now being turned into a horror film, and even what Eli Roth adapted in this beautiful crafted film, and even for like the horror techniques at this movie pulled off, especially with the twists and the turns, and even with the kills in this movie that were horrifying and also so good to see on screen. I mean, there's like kills everywhere. I mean, you'll be grossed out once you see it, and it was a terrifying horror. And even with the jump scares and the suspense, it's all up in your face. And even with the cast, that was amazing. And even I think it was a TikTok star Addison Rae that was added to this cast. I thought the cast were perfect in those roles, and even with following the slasher formula of like who is killer, and even that this was a slasher movie that I pretty much enjoyed, and I gotta say that this was a well done horror film. Even with the horror aspect and with the way that this movie opens, it's really getting your attention of what this movie is about. I mean, this movie takes place around Thanksgiving, and I just like throughout the movie I played it off, and it was keeping me on the edge of my seat until the very end. Even with the reveal that was cool, and even towards the end of the film, you're kind of like grossed out, and even with the mysteries, and even for who is behind it, and like, even with like especially during the third act is when it really goes down. And I mean, I gotta say that this was a horrifying film, but I really liked it in like every way. And like even I think this is a film that's going to be rewatched every single year around Thanksgiving, especially for this holiday. And then plus there's other like films that is also rewatchable, so especially during Christmas and summer, and even with Thanksgiving as well, because I really enjoyed everything about the film, and the way that it executes on the kills, and even with the plot, especially with the reveal. And I was very impressed. Even as you're going in this film, you're thinking like you're just going to see a normal horror slasher, except it takes place around Thanksgiving, and even with the killers dressed up as pilgrims, and even with the masks that they wear, it's pretty terrifying. And that even with the way that all this was pulled off, based on like the fake trailer from Grindhouse, and even it was turned into a horror film, which I really enjoyed. And like there's like a lot of kills, also acting and just stuff like that. And even like for how they were able to pull off everything, it was sort of like a nice touch. I just really enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed everything about this film, and bravo to Eli Roth, especially with bringing this to life, and just with everything that it was pulled off. Like I just like this horror film, especially around Thanksgiving. And so for my final thoughts, I really enjoyed the film, and this film will be the rewatch for every single year, especially around Thanksgiving, as this horror film is specifically centered around that. Like I love the cast, I love how everything was pulled off and executed, even with the way that Eli Roth wanted to adapt it all, and even with the kills that were horrifying. I just really enjoyed it all, especially for a horror film like this, and I definitely would recommend it to anyone that's going to see it, especially around this time of year. And you really want to get that full experience, especially around the holiday season, and if you're in the mood for horror, especially around Thanksgiving. And this film is for you, and I just enjoy it, and I hope everyone else does as well. And so that is going to be it for this video, and let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, and what are your thoughts on Thanksgiving if you've seen the movie, and give me a rating to 1 out of 10. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and turn on notifications about future videos. You also follow my socials, which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.